Yo, what's going on, bros? So, yeah, I want to talk to you a little bit today about the primal diet. I know the Inuits did this diet just because of how they was living and obviously the access to clean, untainted meat sources. That we in the UK don't really have access to unless you have connections, I guess, or unless you trust these sources that you're getting them from, that there are actually good sources when you don't actually know if they are. They're just saying they are. It's like marketing. But Agenus von der Planets, he wrote a book about this, about the primal diet, about him healing on the primal diet. However, he was still eating fruits and vegetables, I believe. I believe he was still doing juices and stuff like that. So yeah, it wasn't just the primal diet. So basically, I have experience with raw meat, and it's not a particularly good experience I have with raw meat. Like I ate. Well, the first time I got food poisoning was from raw fish, and that was completely accidental, and it was one of the worst experiences I've ever had in my life. Like, I don't wish that upon anybody. Like, I literally woke up and I was on a sofa. I literally woke up on the sofa and I knew I needed to throw up and I didn't make it to the toilet, man. I hopped out, I was calling for my friends. I was like, yo, I'm gonna throw up here. Well, I didn't know what was wrong with me, but I literally, everything just came out, man. Literally everything in my body came out of me. Literally, and when I say everything, I mean everything, like everything. I was completely empty, and I looked like skinny as hell by the time I mean, all my everything came out, man. Like all my water, like I was completely like I got abs like in like 3 hours. Like, I was able to get abs in 3 hours, man, because of that. So yeah, that was food poisoning. That was completely accidental. That was from fish, like I say. But then I dabbled with I dabbled with the raw primal diet a little bit, here and there. I was a little bit, cautious because of obviously, factory farming. Like the food is, like the meats, like it's tainted. It's not something that you can actually consume. You shouldn't be consuming it. But I did a raw beef, and it was fine. I did a little bit of raw beef. I did some raw chicken fat. I did raw ox liver. I did raw lamb heart. I did quite a few, and there was a few that did give me food poisoning. One of them, I had food poisoning for 7 days. I didn't stop. I didn't stop defecating for 7 days straight. So, and then a few other times, man, I would throw up. When I ate raw meat, I had food poisoning. It would last like 2 or 3 days, and I knew when I got it. I knew, when you've got food poisoning, because it comes on. It comes on all of a sudden, like it comes on out the blue. Like it's something that it just comes on, and then it's like you feel weird. It's like, what's going on here, And then like your stomach starts to feel it's like you feel kind of dizzy and kind of like disorientated, and you just feel really weird. And then obviously, you you go to the toilet and you start throwing up, or you just have really bad defecation. But yeah, that's what really put me off the primal eating thing, because it's quite hard to get sources. It's quite hard to get sources of meat like that are not tainted, like because. And I believe it can be quite expensive as well. I believe it can be a very expensive way of eating. And I just don't think it's that much of a positive effect, to be honest with you. Like, to really be honest with you. Like, I feel like it's a marketing scheme. You see the guy here, Liver King. Like, he's on a bunch of roids. Like, he's on steroids, he's on anabolics. He didn't get that way through a primal for a primal diet, you know. And so that's what you have to look at when it comes to this primal diet. You know, these people that come on here lying to you. You know, they lie to you just to get you to buy a supplement. You know, that's really what it is. It's marketing for you to buy a supplement, you know, for you to go to his website and buy his supplements. And then you got all these people trying this, the raw food, you know, the raw food diet. And I'm not saying it can't work, right? That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it doesn't appear to be optimal, to be honest. Like, to be perfectly honest with you, like I say, a lot of these guys are just on anabolics, you know. And you do get bored of it as well. Like, I mean, look at her. She's saying, you know, she's tired of with the carnivore thing. It's you know, it's mainly for dogs. You know, you can feed your dogs raw food, you know. But for humans, you know, the most optimal thing for humans is a little bit of meat. I'm not saying, you know, cut it out completely. And hydration. You need hydration. You need hydration, man. Like, this is what you need. But like I say, man, you know, people are doing it, and, you know, more power to them, man. More power to them. You know, like I say, I'm not saying it doesn't work. I'm just saying I don't feel like it's the most optimal thing for humans to do. I feel like you miss out on a lot of nutrients and a lot of minerals and a lot of hydration. So yeah, but yeah, raw eggs. I did raw eggs as well. Never got sick from raw eggs. Never had food poisoning from raw eggs. That's one thing that I can attest to is raw eggs. They don't really give me food poisoning. So I don't see as to why you would have an issue actually with raw eggs. But definitely raw beef, you would have an issue with, especially, you know, if it's from the supermarket, don't eat it. And obviously, you know, steak as well, of course. And any kind of raw meat, you know, I wouldn't eat it. But raw eggs, I did them from the supermarket, absolutely fine. No issues whatsoever with the raw eggs. So I feel like, you know, if you added raw eggs in, you get some positive effects from raw eggs. Because actually, you know, now I'm thinking about it, when I did the raw eggs thing, man, I felt amazing. Like, I felt like it was like an energy, man. I felt an energy, you know, like a boost of energy, you know, instant. And that's a sign that something is, you know, is working, you know, for sure, man, for sure. But yeah, not a lot of people do that anymore because they're scared of the salmonella poisoning. But like I said, I don't think it's really that much of an issue. Because like I said, I mean, I never got that. You know, for me, it was mainly from fish, raw fish. You know, raw fish is, man, not for me. Like I say, I had a food poisoning with that a few times. And also, like I say, raw beef and the chicken, you know, and just all these other raw stuff that was, you know. And people say, you know, people talk about raw liver like it's the most, man. There's a lot of toxins in liver. You know, there's a lot of toxins in liver. So, don't know what you're talking about, man. Don't know what you're talking about. You know, it may have some positive effects. Sure, man. I mean, if it's, you know, if you can get that pure, untainted meat, but does it exist in the UK? Like, it's not here, man. It's not here. So, yeah. So thanks for watching. I'll talk to you in the next one.